I invited you. Hello, can you hear me?
Que lo que manito, what's up, man?
What's up? So, what do you want to debate about? Are you are you
Well,
in
yeah,
pan?
I haven't
Are you
watched.
Patria
uh,
Grande?
I used to. I left that like months ago for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, are you coming from that server?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. So, what do you want to debate about?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I've watched only some of your videos, like not all of them, but a few of the content, like the Passport Bros. But like, I just don't get it, right? Like, genuinely, like, why do you care so much if black guys or gringos in general they
Oh,
fuck
you're an
Latino?
MXBC troll. I know
No,
you,
no, no,
bro.
no, no. I'm not. I'm not. I'm serious. I'm not. I'm actually trying to have a discussion, bro. Like straight up.
Wait, so what's your background? Are you Latino?
Yeah,
What Latino are you? Are you like half Puerto
Mexican.
Rican, half Dominican?
No, Mexican. Not all of them, but a few of the content.
What was that?
Mexican, Mexican.
Where? Wait, yeah, you're on cam stream. You sound familiar now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I've only been on it like
so you say
once,
you're
but
on Mexico. You say you're in Mexico, right? You're like your dad's black or something. You're trolling, huh?
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not trolling. That's real. Like, why is it so weird that like you can be half black, half Mexican? I don't understand.
Well, that's what she said on Kim stream. I heard that's what she said on
Yeah, I
Kim
know, but
stream.
why is that weird? Like, how is that a troll?
Because we usually don't get those kind of people on our streams.
Yeah, because I mean, it's an echo chamber. Like, you guys are just saying
Where are
about
you?
black
So
people
where are
are
you
this
from? Are
and
you from?
that
I'm
and
from
all that.
LA. I'm from LA, California. Where are you from?
Me too.
Where? Well, I'm not gonna say where. All right.
Nah, I
So,
don't know
do you
about
know
you.
Spanish?
I
Do you
don't
know
know about
Spanish?
yourself. I live around like his Mexicans, pretty much, like 80%.
Do you know Spanish?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
Okay. So, all right. Let me get to the point. The reason why I care is because you Anglo Americans have no culture, and I don't want you to like poison our Latino, well, my Latino culture, because I don't think you're Latino, because you're defending these black American, these Afro Saxons.
You don't want them to poison their culture, but why would like you see it as poison? I see it as bettering. Like let's be honest, bro. Latino culture, look what it produces. It produces criminality. It produces poverty. It just produces instability. Why would you want to preserve that? Look at all Latin America. There's not a single developed country in all of Latin America. Why would you want to preserve that culture?
Well, Mexico is a very developed. It has the highest GDP. Have you looked at the GDP for
Not
Mexico?
per capita. It's really low per capita.
All right, per capita, Mexico has the highest GDP in Latin America. It's right like
But
below
it's still poor.
Spain. It's right below Spain. The wealth is not distributed properly. Certainly, yeah, that's true, but it's still
I
wealthy.
mean, would you
You
disagree
saying
that
over here?
Mexico is a
Have
poor
you been to
country?
Mexico? All right, so have you been to Mexico?
I have, yeah. I've
So
been all over, bro. I've been to
have you
Jalisco,
been
Mexico City,
have you been
South
to
of
the wealthy
Mexico.
have you been to the wealthy parts of Mexico?
Yeah, it's the wealthy parts are right. It's pretty cool. Like Polanco, Roma, and Mexico City. Those little areas are pretty cool.
So Latinos could maintain a good culture, right?
Well, here's the thing. This is the funny part. A lot of the people that live there are gringos that that replaced the Mexicans that lived in that area. Have you heard of that? That the gringos have been replacing Mexicans in Mexico City. You haven't heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of the news stories of that.
They're taking
That's
over.
due to the pandemic. They're gonna eventually go back to the home country.
Yeah,
The
but even
currency,
before that, there were a lot of foreigners, and like I've seen Jews like a few years ago when I went, like you literally see Jews wearing the little hats, walking the streets. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah. So why are you All right, so you know Spanish, and why are you
Yeah,
defending these Afro Saxons? Like you're from LA. I grew up around Black Americans out here in LA as well. Like they don't like you,
yeah.
bro. They treat you like they treat Chicanos. They treat fucking um what Pochos. They treat us like shit. Like I don't understand. I feel like you're trolling.
No, I mean, maybe they do, but I've never had that
Well,
experience.
have
I
you?
don't know people that do that either.
It's very segregated out here in LA. So why are you defending them? Over here
We
in
we
the West
live with
Coast,
blacks though. Like so I don't live in
I
South
live in
LA,
a
but South
black neighborhood
LA,
right now.
you live in a what?
I live in a black neighborhood right now, bro. They don't like us.
Well, maybe they don't like you, but that doesn't mean they don't like all of them, like the rest of the community.
Okay, so you think the Afro Saxons are better than Latinos in general, like from Latin America?
I don't think they're better. I don't think better than others, but like when you say they're poisoning that, like I don't believe that. Like
Well, have
Latino culture poisons itself, let's be honest.
not as much. All right, so my argument now is not as much as a Afro Saxon community. Because I mean, look at BLM. They're rioting, they're destroying, playing the victim, and they're trying to implement that into my community, trying to pull the victim card on, trying to implement the victim card into my community because they see that my community is diverse. They see that the Latino community or my community has black people also, Cubans, Dominicans, Colombians. Those communities are diverse. There are black people in those communities. So they're trying to take advantage of my Latino community by trying to implement the victim card and trying to say that, oh, you're black also. White people are bad, even the criollos.
But white people low-key are bad though. No, I'm just kidding.
Why are they
Um,
bad?
no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But
The
here's the thing.
white Anglos. No, white people
The
in general.
Spaniards are bad too, bro.
No,
Look what they
white
did.
people
The
in
caste
general.
system, all this shit. It was bad.
Well, I mean, are you aware of Jose Vasconcelos?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've read this book.
Well, he's a Mexican philosopher, and he promotes partial partial attributes of Hispanidad, which is like claim one identity. We're all Mexican. Yeah, regardless of that we have Spanish blood, and we were colonized. Regardless of that, we became one identity, and we became Mexican.
No, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like when
And
you say
Spaniards
Black Americans are a poison, it's like I
no,
mean
no,
when
no,
they say
provide
yeah,
evidence, provide some more data on the idea that Spaniards are white. I never got this idea that Spaniards are white.
Spaniards are European, that's they're white.
Okay, do Spaniards identify by the white identity?
Nowadays they are, yeah. In Spain, yeah. They see Europeans like a Frenchman, a German closer to them than a Mexican. Like that's what I don't have data on that, but that's just what I feel like that's true because they're part of the European Union. They have no borders with them. They're allowed to go to Spain. Like a lot of Spaniards make fun of Latinos in general. They say you guys come from rapists and rape victims. Like they just make fun of them, but not really Europeans. But like I don't like this whole cooking to the Spaniards. Like I don't agree with that. Like Hispanistas, they do that, and I don't agree with that.
Uh, Hispanistas? I'm not a Hispanista. Okay, so Mexico's GDP was 1 trillion. In 2020, Mexico's GDP was 1 trillion. 2 trillion in purchasing power parity.
That's low because you have to take into account how many people it has. If you look at GDP per capita, it's only around 10,000. America's is 80, I think it's almost 80,000. So you see the disparity, like the disparity levels of wealth in America and Mexico. It's crazy. And not only that, but Mexico's wealth inequality is even worse than America. So it's even worse. Like the how amount of people money have, people, the money they have, it's concentrated in the elite.
Okay, so
So yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying, man.
Afro.
Like I don't believe that
Again,
whole thing.
give me some
When
more
you're saying
evidence.
that they're poisoning the culture, it's like no, Latin culture is poisoning itself, and it does have some things it has to learn from Anglo culture, Gringo culture, because Gringo culture is the dominant culture in the entire world, and it's the dominant for a reason because it had success. Meanwhile, Mexican culture and Latin American culture, outside of the Americas, to be honest, man, it's mostly irrelevant. Maybe except Spain because they speak Spanish, but besides that, it's pretty irrelevant.
Okay, so that's not true. I mean, they're declining. I mean, if you look at the wars they've been involved in Afghanistan, Vietnam, Ukraine. They're invading every goddamn developing country. Like they're collapsing, and they're investing what billions of dollars on the industrial military complex. Billions of dollars using tax dollars of American citizens. So and then on top of that, we had the pandemic, and then people got massively unemployed, and white population, and also the black population, as you can see, they're leaving America to get them a tri wife. Is declining.
Yeah, they're conquistadors. They're going to different countries and laying
No,
their
they're not
seed.
conquistadors, dude. They're
They
black.
are.
Again,
They're
like I'm telling you, they're
conquistadors.
black. They're black Americans. They're Anglos. You keep thinking in this very narrow way.
No, that's why they go to other countries. They take the wives,
They
the
have a different
women.
culture,
Most of
dude.
the times they
Okay,
bring
well,
them back. That's
The Spanish,
conquistadors right
dude.
there.
These guys are gonna come. All right, so let me see this. They're gonna come in, completely change the culture, and engage in genocide.
Nah, bro, calm
Cause
down.
that's what they did with the indigenous, right? The fucking. Well, I mean, all right, so fair enough. The it's just the culture, dude. Like they promote atheism. They're gonna promote atheism, and it's just gonna create another declining community.
I mean, they promote
Well,
atheism.
yeah,
If
cause
they do, that's
Latinos
bad.
are Catholic. Protestants and Catholicism is different.
But don't you think his Latino should be Protestant?
No, I don't think Latinos should be Protestant. I think we should just stick to our traditional religion, which is Catholicism, because that's what made the Latino community.
Yeah, but like I that is what made the Latino community. But again, like the Latino culture is not good. It hasn't created anything of value. It's most of the countries are not first world. They're generally poor, and they don't have much influence outside the region. So
Well,
why
are you looking
shouldn't
at the
the
screen?
culture
Are you looking? Look
change?
at the stream right now. 1 trillion.
Let me look. Oh, my bad. I wasn't looking at the stream.
Mexico's GDP was 1 trillion.
Yeah, but search up GDP per capita.
Per capita means per year, right?
No, it means per person. Like it means how much of the economy like is produced per person. If you look it up, it's pretty low. It's like 10,000.
10,000 US dollars.
Yeah, yeah. Now search up United States.
70,000. 2021. Okay, so
So this is why we should adopt a lot of their customs and their culture in order to develop because the things we've been doing for 200 years, it wasn't working.
10,000, 70,000. Fuck no, I don't think most Americans are making 70,000. I don't make. I'm an average American. I'm an average middle class working American. I don't make 70,000 a year.
You don't? I mean, I do.
Okay, so
A lot of people do.
well, okay, so let's talk about this change topic. Let's talk about the passport bros.
Yeah. I'm a passport bro. What's wrong with that?
What do you mean you're a passport bro?
Like, OG Del Rancho? He's a passport bro. I'm like him.
Okay, so you want to bring back your wife back to America? You want to go
No,
find a trad
I don't
wife?
want to bring her back. I want to live in Mexico. I don't want
Well,
to
well,
go
you're not
back to
OG
America.
Durancho then, because that's what he did. He brought back his Latin American woman back to America.
Yeah, but that's true. But he says he's gonna go back on his
And
streams. He says he's going back to Nicaragua or something
okay,
in the
so
future.
do you find Americans attractive? Do you find the average American attractive?
Um, the average, no. Not the average, but yeah, I find them some of them attractive. Yeah, sure.
So why do you want to? So do you realize the of course according to the history there wasn't really any mixed racing going on in America historically. So the average American's gonna look ugly as fuck compared to Latinos because we've been race mixing for generations. So we're gonna look way more attractive. We're super diverse. Um, so why do you want
I mean, mixed
these
people
ugly
look
ass
uglier on
Americans to go
average.
uh shit on the Latino race, the mixed Latino race?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. In my opinion, I think like white Americans and Black Americans, they look better than like the average like Mexican or Hispanic, because especially the Mexican, because the average Mexican is a mestizo, right? And like Mexicans are not known for being attractive, especially the men. Like they're known for being short, being for fat, for drinking too much, for being really brown, for like having a weird face. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't really say mixing it makes you better looking, to be honest.
Okay, so what makes you think you can go down there and then pull a chick or a Latina, a sexy hot ass big booty Latina? I
I
was
mean,
down
I've
there in
done it
Guadalajara,
before.
bro. Have you been to Guadalajara?
Yeah,
Where?
all over. What do you mean? Where?
Where in Guadalajara? Like,
All
were you in
over.
Centro, Olímpica? There are 7 districts. Were you in the resort in Pachaca?
No, I just went to El Centro and because I went to Guadalajara, but then for only 2 days, and then I went to Mexico City. Like I've only been there like a few times, so yeah. But I went to El Centro.
For a few days. Did you talk
Yeah,
to the locals?
yeah.
They don't like you, bro.
I mean, it
Like,
seems like they liked me. They were saying hello and everything, being nice to me. Like, why wouldn't they like me?
do you know Spanish fluently? Because I was down there. You have to know Spanish. Do you know
Yeah, I
Spanish
do. I know.
fluently? Okay,
I
so
speak it 100% almost, like 90%.
do you know how to dance?
Not Mexican. I don't like
Do you know
Mexican
cumbia?
dances,
Okay,
but
yeah,
yeah,
you're
I do.
soft, bro. You're gonna pull off. I've been there, bro. You're pulling off the prostitutes. Like
Nah,
you're
I
you're
do
attracting
dance.
the
It's just
prostitutes.
not like that fucking corrido shit.
The
Like I
ones,
don't
dude,
dance like
dude, dude,
that.
the Mexican chicks that say hello to you, knowing that you don't know how to dance, and they're still attracted to you, bro, and they're still saying hi to you, bro. That's a prostitute. Like she just
It's
wants your
not.
dollar, American dollar. She's pump and dump and then leave.
I didn't give them any money though, so
Like you
how are
have
they?
to do. Alright, so do you approach? Do you do cold approaches, or do they talk to you?
No, they talked. Most of them they talk to me.
Okay, yeah, they're
They're like, "Hello,
prostitutes.
where are you
Cause I was
from?" And then
there,
I was like,
dude. What were you wearing when you're in Guadalajara? What were you wearing?
I was just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans. I wasn't trying to dress too
T-shirt and jeans.
dramatic
Were they
because
baggy? Were
they
they
might
too
rob me.
baggy?
No,
You were wearing skinny jeans and a small T-shirt.
no, just normal jeans and a t-shirt, a black t-shirt. From what I remember, that's about it. I wasn't
A
dressing
black
with fucking
T-shirt.
Gucci like these passport bros. I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Cause they're gonna
Because
rob you if they
because
see you.
bro, you're trolling. Because you're gonna get the gringo label and then get prostitutes. Why are you
I don't do
defending
that
these
though.
guys?
I don't do that though.
But why? Okay, so you
But
do
like,
agree if
but
you
like,
dress. All right, so let me say, I dress up like a cholo, right? Baggy clothing, baseball cap. Am I gonna get accepted? Am I gonna be viewed as them?
maybe if you're like a ghetto Mexican.
A baggy clothing, sagging pants.
Do they
T-
accept you, Intrepid? Because, bro, I've heard you speak Spanish, bro.
I
You
was down
sound
there, right? I was
hella
down there
gringo,
I was
bro. You
down there
sound like
two
a
weeks ago.
Chicano.
I was down there 2 weeks ago, bro.
I don't
I
think
made
they
sure I
accept you
dressed up.
though.
I made sure I dressed up fine, dress shirt, skinny jeans, and they accepted me
How do you know they accepted you though? Like,
because I spoke to them in Spanish,
all
and
right.
and
So
they
if a
didn't
black
treat me like
American speaks
they
to them
didn't
in
treat me like shit.
Spanish, they're gonna be accepted.
They didn't treat me like shit. They
What?
yeah,
Yeah,
because I blended in. I spoke the language, and I told them that I know
I
how to
blend in
dance.
too.
I told them that I know how to dance, and I did cold approaches. Dude, in Latin America there is no fucking dating apps. Like if you use a dating app in Latin America, you're gonna get robbed. You're gonna get drugged and robbed and raped by a trans chick. You know that, right? Like I made sure when I was down there, I made sure I stayed away from prostitutes.
Yeah, me too. I don't do that.
But aren't you defending the passport bros? You're a troll, dude. You keep
No, no.
contradicting
Okay,
yourself.
look.
Yo,
I'm
alright,
defending
sorry,
them,
so
right?
oh, I love the
I'm defending them.
Afro-Saxon.
I'll give you my
But I don't
argument,
dress
right?
up
Like,
like them. But I don't try to get attention from Latinos like them. I try to blend in myself. But I love the Afro-Saxon. I love what they do down there in Latin America. You're contradicting yourself.
no. I'm saying, right, like, if these passport bros, they want to go to Latin America and get a woman or fuck prostitutes, like, who cares, man? Like, that's who cares, man? Who cares what they put their
Oh,
dick in,
I
man? You
care
know what I
because
mean?
they created Tijuana and Medellin, Colombia. I've been to Tijuana, bro. I saw the ghetto, bunch of immigrants, Haitians.
Yeah, there's Haitians. Those are not gringos. Haitians are poor as fuck. They don't even have money. Like, at the end of the day, man, like, you're not gonna
It's
stop
ghetto,
these
bro.
people
Tijuana is
from
literally a
getting
brothel.
Latino women.
I've been
Like,
down
you're
there.
not gonna stop them.
I saw the prostitutes, dude, in Tijuana, bro. It's a fucking brothel.
All right, but why do you care though?
And
Like, no
yeah,
one is
oh,
forcing
okay,
those
great
women to
question.
be
The reason why I care is
prostitutes.
because I don't want to see a brothel. I'm Catholic. I want to get a wife and kids. The Catholic Church in Mexico is against the red light district. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, but Mexicans don't care. They keep doing it. So, I mean, if they want to keep doing it,
Well, yeah,
they're
because
gonna
of
keep doing it.
the narco industry. Mostly,
Like,
if you look it up, uh, it's literally a fucking brothel. Tijuana is a brothel city.
but why does that? Like, I get that you're
Yeah,
against that,
why does
but
it
it's
matter?
gonna
Well,
happen
great
either
point.
way.
Because the reason why it is because you passport bros. You're the reason why
So you really
Medellin
think that wouldn't exist if gringos didn't go there, bro? You really think Mexicans are not gonna be going there by themselves? Like, come on.
Mexicans. All right, this is how I know you're not Mexican. You're a fucking Chicano from LA, bro. You don't know anything about the culture. Uh,
I do know, dude. I've lived there for years. Like, what do you mean? Like, I know how those people are. Like, guys are gonna go there, even if there's no gringos going there. Like, it's not just
no,
gringos that
guys,
go there.
no. You Chicanos are Americans too. Don't act like, oh, I'm Mexican. I'm gonna go down there.
Bro, you're
Well,
American. You're
you're the
American.
reason. No,
You
no,
realize that,
you're
right?
American because you're included.
Okay, but you
You're
realize you're
included in
American?
these
You
districts.
acknowledge you're American.
Look,
Yes or no? You acknowledge
oh
it or
look, it's
not?
a really unknown as you're if you're Chicano going to Tijuana for prostitutes, you're still labeled as an American because the locals don't fuck prostitutes, bro. I was in Guadalajara. I didn't
Yeah, they do,
the
dude. Yes, they
not as
do.
much as
You do not
gringos.
know Mexican
You guys
culture if you think it's
overdo
only
it because you're
gringos.
so
Come on.
thirsty. You guys made your women ugly as fuck, so you guys are so fucking thirsty.
Bro, they're your women too, bro. You're American. Like, what the fuck? You realize that, right? You're an American. You don't speak Spanish properly. You speak it like a Chicano
It's
because
like
you're an American.
no, no, I know Spanish fluently. I was down in Guadalajara. I was accepted. I'm not
No, you
Mexican.
don't, bro. I've heard you
I'm not
speak, man.
American. I'm
I've
American.
heard
I'm
you
admit, yeah,
speak.
I'm American. I'm not afraid to be American, but I know the culture. I know Spanish. My
Me too. So what's wrong? Okay, if a black
okay,
gringo
so
knows
if
the
you're
culture and
Mexican,
he
then why are
speaks
you defending the
Spanish, what's the
passport,
problem?
bros?
Because I don't care if this black guy or
Wait, so
white
you
guy
don't?
goes
So
and he smashes
if you're
Latinos.
Mexican,
Like,
like
who
a
cares?
paisa, then how come you don't? You're supposed to be Catholic. If you're Mexican, like a paisa, you're supposed to be traditional, be Catholic.
Bro, Mexicans themselves are not as Catholic as you think they are, bro.
But
They
dude,
get drunk
oh,
all
these.
the
All right, so
time. They're doing
all
crazy
right. Let me ask
shit.
you a question. You say you're in Guadalajara for a few days, right?
Yeah.
On Wednesdays and Fridays, do they serve meat? Do they serve like tacos? And on Wednesdays and on Fridays, do they serve them?
Oh, it depends.
It depends.
Sometimes
Yeah,
they don't,
you're
sometimes they do.
American. You're not Mexican, dude. You all right? So,
Well,
all
I
right. So if you're
wasn't there on
Chicano,
a
bro,
Wednesday.
my
I
best
wasn't on
advice,
there in there on a Wednesday or Friday. I was there on a
bro,
Saturday
you were
and a
bullied
Sunday.
because you
So
didn't
I
know
don't.
Spanish, huh? You're a Chicano, right? You look up to. You're one of OG De Rancho's cult members. Like I should
No, I
know.
don't. I'm not. I'm not, bro.
You followed OG
But
De
here's the thing,
Rancho.
right? Like OG Del Rancho, like he speaks Spanish properly, right? And he's been in Nicaragua. He got a wife from Latin America. Bro, you're a gringo, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you are a gringo. You don't
No,
speak
you
Spanish
follow OG
completely,
Durancho.
and you
You're
have
a bully.
American influence.
You're a bully as a Chicano for not knowing Spanish.
A ver, háblame en español ahorita, porque tú eres un gringo. A ver, háblame. Yeah, I speak Spanish better than you, bro. Like, you don't. I've heard how you speak, man. I saw your audiobook in Spanish, bro. Come on, you're an American.
I do. They do admit that I have an accent, but I know Spanish. I know how to. I'm fucking. I have a. I read. I know how to read in Spanish. I read in Spanish. I make sure my grammar's on point. You don't. You don't read in Spanish. I know
I
it,
do
bro.
read in
You Chicanos
Spanish.
don't read in Spanish.
I do. I reach it in the Spanish on the internet. I read books in Spanish. I translate it.
You translate.
Yeah, I used to do that because like when I was 13, my Spanish was bad, but I was trying to improve it, so I would read in Spanish on purpose, even though the book was in English.
Dude, I'm more Mexican than you, bro. Like, that
No, you're
question I asked you
not.
about Guadalajara, if they serve meat on Wednesdays and Fridays, you fucked up. You're not American. I mean, you're not Mexican. Apart
Well, I
from
mean, I've been
Mexican.
all over Mexico. Like, I don't know everything about a certain region, right? Like, I'm more
Yeah,
interested
you're
in
American. Like OG
I'm not
Durancho, like
American.
he's American just like you. He
All right,
just in another culture.
where's
He
your
fetishizes
ancestors from in Mexico?
Latinas.
What part of Mexico?
Huh?
What part of Mexico is your ancestors from? Are your ancestors from?
From Guadalajara, Mexico. I have
And
family
that's
in
it,
there.
just
I
there.
put OG on the blacklist. I put OG and QB Willie on the blacklist in my street, in my neighborhood. Like they can't go there. If they go there, they're gonna
Calm
get
down,
punched.
bro. Dude.
Not for real. I put them on the blacklist in Guadalajara because
OG will
they
pull up
promote.
on you, bro. He'll have you trembling if you see him in real life. To be honest.
Have you saw him in real life?
No, I haven't, but I mean, he'll make you tremble in real life.
You see, you're a little fucking little chipmunk following his dick, his asshole all the time.
I don't even like him, dude. Like, I don't like
You're a little
OG. Like, I don't
chipmunk
care about him,
following
right? But
Noel.
you,
Dude, Noel
you
is
will
from
be
Inglewood.
scared of him.
So fucking, he's an American.
You are an American as well, bro.
I'm just
You're
saying. My
American.
problem is with Noel is that he's just an American.
You are too.
No, not as much as Noel. Like he's straight up.
Bro, he speaks better Spanish than you, and he has a Latina wife.
You think Latinos. So you're trying to pull this machismo or like this like machismo mentality that like Noel is trying to do. Like, oh, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck prostitutes. These hoes ain't mine. Like, it's not gonna work, bro. Like, have you seen Austin Holman?
Austin Mahone or something?
Austin Holman, do you know him? I debated him. He's a passport, bro.
He is? The fuck?
You don't know Austin Holman?
The mulatto guy? He's a passport, bro? No way. I didn't know that.
This guy right here. This guy's a passport, bro.
Oh no, I don't know this guy, never mind. That was someone else. What's wrong with it though? Like, who
This
cares?
guy's a
He's what?
passport, bro. Look at him. He's ugly as fuck. So my problem with this is because he, what was it? He got banned in Brazil for pimping out Brazilian women. Are you aware of that? The locals,
Yeah, he
the
was.
locals,
Did
the
he get?
locals, the fucking locals decided, fuck this guy, fuck this gringo, fuck you, get the fuck out of my country. And the police is, and as the locals are always are gonna side with citizens or citizens, and so they now are investigating this guy. He's banned from Brazil. He's not allowed in Brazil. The police are investigating him. The FBI, the Brazilian FBI, are investigating him. He's banned in Brazil, and these are the fucking locals. He went viral. His old passport bro went viral, and he got banned from Brazil. So Mexicans are Latinos just like Brazilians. Like we're traditional Catholics for the most part. I know you don't know
That's
this.
not true. That's
I
not
know you
true,
don't
man.
know this.
I know you
We're
know. I
not
know
for
you're
this
not
shit, dude. We
Mexican.
don't
I
want
know
to.
you're not. You're a gringo because
We
you
don't
were
want
Mexican.
land.
You know that's not true anymore. Like that's not
You're an
true anymore,
American, bro.
man.
You're not even allowed to speak for the Latino community.
Bro, you're an American.
You're not even
You've
allowed.
never been to
Bro, listen
Mexico.
to me, you
You've been there for
fucking
like a few
dumbass.
days, and then
You are
that's
not
it. You're
allowed
not
to speak for the
American. You're
fucking
not
Latino
Mexican. You're an
community.
American.
You're an American.
You are no. You
Mexicans
can't
from
even speak
Mexico, they
Spanish
don't
properly,
fucking
bro. You're
care.
American.
They don't fucking care about.
You're not them though. You're not them. You
They
can't
don't fucking
speak for
care about
them.
the past. They
You
don't fucking
can't
care
speak
about
for them.
Americans. They don't want you in their countries. Have you seen
That's
that
not
clip?
true. They do want Americans in their country.
Have
The
you seen
government even says they want Americans because they bring in more money.
have you seen that clip? Dude, those are the narco members. Those are Have you seen that clip of that chick in Mexico City? Have you seen that chick in Mexico City?
Bro,
She
there's a lot of women in Mexico City. I
there's
don't know
Alright,
what
so
you're
she
about.
recorded herself in Mexico City on the streets, putting a white gringa on check, telling her speak Spanish because, she was speaking to her in English after they disputed about, whether or not a dog can shit on the sidewalk. So the
Um,
white gringa told the white gring no, the Mexican chick told the white gringa speak Spanish after they got an altercation whether or not the dog can shit on the sidewalk.
all right, that's just one example, bro. One video doesn't prove that Mexicans
She's a
don't like
local.
gringos. That's not.
This is
That's
the
not
reason I know she's
evidence.
a
Like that's
local
like
because she doesn't like you
that.
Americans.
That doesn't make sense because that's like saying, right, like a Mexican guy. Use a video of a Mexican and say we don't like black people. We're all racist towards black people. Does that mean all Mexicans are racist towards black people? Like this is really the logic you're using, like just
Well,
off a
black is
video.
an identity created by you Anglos. Black the whole black identity is an Anglo idea. Latinos in Latin America don't say negro.
That doesn't matter. I'm
They don't
not
say,
saying
"Oh,
it's
you're
Latin
negro."
America. I'm saying that doesn't mean all a
They don't
Mexican
say
guy is
negro to
racist towards a
black
black. That doesn't
Latinos.
mean all Mexicans are racist. But that's the logic you're using with that video.
They don't say black in Latin America. The word black doesn't
Yeah,
exist in
they
Latin
do. They say
America.
negro.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Oh my, bro, you're an American.
In Latin
You're
America, they
American
don't
as
say
fuck, bro.
negro.
Yes, they do. They say negro, negra, negrito, negrita. They say that. What do you mean? There's
True.
songs.
No. I'm speaking in terms of identifying. Like an Afro Latina is not gonna say, "Oh, yo soy negro." They're gonna get called negro, but she's not gonna claim their identity negro. Like, "Oh, yo soy negro." No, she's gonna say, qué eres?" "Oh, yo soy dominicana." "Oh, yo soy eh,
How do you,
colombiana."
bro?
They're not
You're
gonna
not even
identify
a
as
black
negro. This
Latino.
whole
You're a fucking mestizo Chicano. Like, how would you know that? Cause
So wait, all right. So you made the argument that are Latinos racist if they say they don't like black people? No, because the black name in itself is Anglo. So when we think of when us Latinos think about black, we think about Anglo. And Anglo is not a race. Anglo is a culture. It's the Anglo-Saxon culture, the
yeah.
Protestant
So if they
Anglo-Saxon
say they
culture.
don't like blacks, they're
So
against that
so that's why
culture, right? Let's
Dominicans.
just use that logic.
That's why Macho says, "Oh, I'm Dominican." Like he doesn't like I'm not black, I'm Dominican. He's for that, whole meme thing that's going on with Dominicans in America. Like I'm not black, I'm Dominican. Because they know the black label in the name itself is Anglo. It's a culture.
And just say negro.
Us
That's it.
Latinos
Don't
don't
say
see
black, say
race.
negro.
Us Latinos
Have
don't
you
see
ever even
race.
talked to black Hispanics or black Latinos? Because I have like, a lot. Like, have you even spoken to one? You live in South LA, bro. There's no black Latinos there. Like,
Oh,
there's almost no one.
yeah, I met a Colombian, Afro Latina. Colombians are coming over here in LA, bro.
No, they're not.
You should get the fuck out of your house and
I have. There's
know your
barely any,
environment.
bro. It's all mestizos. It's like
I've met
almost
an
all
Afro Latina
mestizos.
Colombian from Medellin, and she told me I had to speak to her in Spanish because she didn't know English, and she wasn't saying, "Oh, I'm black," shoving it in my face with an attitude. She was just acting like a Latina. She spoke Spanish. I spoke to her in Spanish. She responded to me in Spanish, just like a Latina should. And she wasn't playing the victim, saying that she's black. She was just a normal Latina chick, just speaking
They
Spanish.
do say they're black. Like, that's not true. Like, in Colombia, right, the vice president is a black woman. She says that she talks about racism in Colombia and how she's a black woman. Like, there's a lot of people that say they experience racism because they are black Latinos. So that's not true. I could give you examples. This one guy in the Dominican Republic, I can find his name, but like 2 years ago he died. And he said that, yeah, the Dominican Republic is a racist country. Same with the vice president of Colombia. It's like a lot of people saying this stuff. It's just ignored because there's this like mythology that Latin America is there's no racism. It's all like no one sees race. Like that's not true at all. Like if you look at the Mexican media, most actors and actresses are white people. They look like Europeans, and they do that on purpose because Mexicans have self-hatred and they worship white people, and that's something that should change.
Okay, so Mexicans hate themselves. Now you're talking. Now you're bro. You're talking
They
like
do
an
hate
American.
themselves.
Mexicans hate themselves.
They do though.
Do we
That's
have to
true.
go back to 1492, bro? Do we have to go back to fucking Jose Vasconcelos? You're an American. Look at our
You're an
look at the
American.
stream.
You are an
Look at
American.
the stream. This is what we don't want in our community. Look at the stream. We don't want him in our community, and this is why he's getting investigated by the Brazilian FBI. Why he's getting shitted on. Why he's not allowed. Now he made a meme. What he put on his Twitter, he posted how can I say this? He posted a tweet saying, "I'm gonna go back to America. I'm gonna go back to America and save the black community." As like a April Fool's. I think it was an April Fool's tweet. But anyways, this guy is not allowed, and there's gonna be more of these guys in Mexico. That's not allowed in Mexico. That's not gonna be allowed in Mexico as this movement grows. Right now, it's underground. I told you already. This is still a very underground thing, but it's getting hundreds of thousands of views. I've seen these TikTok passport bros. You know, YouTube doesn't just have passport bros. You know, there are other passport bros on other platforms like TikTok, and they're getting like hundreds of thousands of views. And you know, it's growing. It's still underground a little, but if it grows more and more and more, we're gonna have more Austin Holmans. I debated this guy right here, and he went viral before, right after I spoke to him and debated him. He had no good arguments. This man literally said, this man literally uploaded a video on his channel, you know, showing that he's trying to learn samba. After I put him on check for not knowing the culture in Brazil. So these guys hate themselves. You're over here saying Mexicans hate themselves, but this guy truly hates himself. He's living his own home country, his own birth certificate, his own citizenship in America, his own language, his own uh, heritage, his own Anglo heritage, to become Iberian, to become Latino, because he's a sex addict. Because you Americans fetishize sex for some reason. You guys are like fucking Protestant. You guys are Protestants. You guys treat sex
Bro,
very.
you're
You guys treat
American, bro.
sex as a
You are an
taboo.
American citizen. You
Sex
are
is something
American
taboo for you guys. So
culturally.
that's why you
You
guys are
are
so
American.
insecure
Stop trying to act like you're not American, bro.
about
Like this
race
is a
mixing.
liar. Stop. You're self-hating, bro. You have an identity crisis. You're
Oh,
acting like you're
but
not
what is your brother
American.
right here?
You are American.
Your
You
brother
are
is in Brazil.
American.
You're always saying Mexicans hate themselves, but Mexicans are in their home country,
Saying the red,
living their
white, and
life,
blue,
living their
bro.
Catholic life, while you are committing sin, promoting atheism,
Mexicans do hate
Protestantism.
themselves. Look at the media. Why is it all white people? Even though the vast majority of Mexicans are not white, they're fucking mestizos and they're brown. Why is it that all the media, all this,
Because we're mixed. We're all mixed.
they're not white though?
Those Criollos don't even look white. They have white skin, but if you look at their facial features, they
They
fucking
look
look
white,
mixed.
bro. Look
Look
at
at
all
their
the
face, dude. They look
novela actors and
indios.
actors.
Their skin is
Look at
pale. We're mixed, bro. Like I have a grandmother that's fucking looks white, but she
they're
has
not pale, bro. They're white. They're not just pale. They're
but I
white.
look brown as fuck. I'm a fucking brown Indio.
Yeah, because
But
your
we're all
mom probably
Mexican.
moved brown.
Like
One of
I'm
your
not gonna
parents.
shit on my grandmother. My grandma looks white. I look brown as fuck, but I'm not gonna shit on my grandmother. I have her blood. I have her X chromosome.
That's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to hate your grandmother. It's just you have to acknowledge that Mexicans
We don't see race
worship
because
white
of Christopher
people.
Columbus.
They worship white people, and that's true. And that's something that should change. Like that's not good.
We worship our father, which is Cristo Rey and Cristobal Colon.
Exactly, bro. Cristo was not a white man, bro. Like, make the media browner. Like, this, represent yourself. Stop putting in white people because Mexicans are so. You're not even them,
Christopher
by the way.
Columbus was
But
Italian. He was Southern European. He spoke Spanish. He didn't know English. Did you know Christopher Columbus didn't know English. You know
Yeah,
that.
but he's not Hispanic, bro.
Juan de la Cosa is Hispanic. Do you know who Juan de la Cosa?
Isn't that a conquistador?
Yeah, he's a Spanish explorer that owned Santa Maria. He was the captain of of Santa Maria, and he allowed
Was he a
Cristobal
Spaniard
Colon.
or no?
He allowed Christopher Columbus to sail on his ship.
But was he a Spaniard?
So my point is, most of the explorers were Spanish. Christopher Columbus was the only one that wasn't Spanish, but he knew Spanish. He became Hispanicized.
But why is that relevant? Like, I'm that's something else. I'm just saying, okay,
But
or
if my
have you
point is
watched?
that the reason why we're because we're Catholic, we don't see race.
Okay.
Todos somos hijos de Dios. We don't see
And why do
race.
they all put white people in the media though? They see race. Like they do see
They
race.
look mixed race. The people like those novelas, those telenovelas, bro. They have mixed race features on their face. They have pale
No, they
skin. Yeah,
don't.
they look more
Most
white.
of them don't.
They have pale
They
skin, but they
don't.
have mixed features. Like I
No,
can
they don't.
tell when I was in Mexico and I saw the white Mexicans, like I would still be able to tell they're still Mexican because of their features. Like they have pale skin, but they have that mixed race feature.
They're pretty much Spaniards. Like,
And Spaniards are not white.
yeah, they are. They're white. Okay,
Juan de la Cosa wasn't saying, "Oh, yo soy blanco, yo soy blanco." The word blanco didn't even exist in 1492. He was saying, "Yo soy español. Yo soy
that's not what
orgulloso
I'm
de ser
saying.
español. Yo
I'm
soy
not. That's not
ibérico."
what I'm saying though. That's not relevant. What I'm saying, right, is on the media in Mexico. If you watch any movie or any show, right, disproportionately the people in those shows they look European, like straight up European. Like I could give you examples, right? Of different novelas. If you search them up, the leading actresses and actors are all pretty much mostly white, most of the novelas, and also the people at the bottom. If you notice this, they're always indios or mestizos, like the poor maids or the this and that. Like that's self hatred right there. That breeds self hatred, right? If someone is a Mexican nationalist, you don't want that because when you have that, it breeds self hatred and it breeds subservience to white people. But that's not a smart thing to do. To people who look like European, that's what it breeds, and that's not smart.
Okay, so do you have any last words before I end it?
I would just say, bro, like accept your identity. I know you have an identity crisis about you're being American, but like embrace Americanism, embrace Mexicanism. Like it's all right. That doesn't have to conflict, bro. Like you are an American. You speak English. Your English is 10 times better than your Spanish. Um, and you live in LA, bro. You're a Chicano who lives in LA. Like maybe a black guy beat you up one time and now you're angry at black people, but like that's not all black people, man. Like that's most black people don't want to hurt you. They don't hate Mexicans. They just want to be black. They just want to live their life. They're not trying to cause problems, but like just gotta get rid of those racial hangups. That's pretty much it. That's all I have to say.
All right, I'm gonna disconnect. See you later.